how's it going? I hope you are doing better than me today. I know, crazy. 2 back-to-back workouts where I feel like absolute shit. But, you know, I actually, yesterday's workout, it wasn't even bad, but regardless of that, there's been so much going on. You know, I want to keep this video very mellow. I want to just kind of be transparent, a little philosophical maybe, but just, you know, express what I'm feeling. I do these videos for the sake of the therapy. I think it's so important to talk to people that you don't know about your feelings, because it will show you a side of yourself that you normally put on lockdown around those that you care about. So you don't want to make them feel any certain way, even if it's involuntary. But, you know, before we get into that, physically, I can give it like a 6.5, you know, kind of low. Not super high, but I haven't squatted in 10 days because I was out of town. And it took a minute to get my core conditioned for it. And, you know, on top of that, doing back squat mixed with clean and jerk back to back, my core is kind of in the shitter, literally. I was taking very long rest periods today, but, you know, we push through. We are disciplined. We are passionate. This is why the fuck we do it. You know, we have the bad days, I have the good days. Mentally, I don't want to lie to myself. This is what I mean, where it's hard to really decipher how you are actually feeling around people that you know. Because when I'm talking to you guys, I can, like, be open because I'm not thinking about you guys listening to it while I'm recording. You know, I guess right now it's a little bit different, but whatever. I want to put it at a 6.7. I think my mentality was definitely better than my physicality by a little bit. And primarily that's because of my support group, my homies, the ones that lift me up, my family, my girlfriend, brother, everybody. You know, I got a lot of great people in my life, and when these really shitty days happen, I got those around me to pick me up and make the hardest decisions in life feel like they're weightless. So getting into it, you know, the title's a little weird. I'm just being kind of metaphorical. But what I mean by trimming the fat in your life, I mean being open to avoiding, if not cutting out, the individuals in your livelihood that you believe are truly making your life more negative. One thing that I have always stuck by with one of my principles in life, I learned this while dating my girlfriend, because we went through a really rough patch in the beginning, and I had the idea that if in a person, with my personal relationship with them, if there is at least 51% positive interactions, positive vibes happening, then it's worth fighting for, at the very least. I will always want to keep said relationships if possible, but both people got to put in the effort and the love, the support, the passion into that relationship in order for it to actually work, you know? So even if you feel like you have mostly good vibes, it can turn into something negative when you try to approach or interact with the person in a way of getting better, you know, just for the sake of compromising and coming to a good conclusion on how you can act together. This, unfortunately, is happening with my father. I hate outing people, but it's, you know, these videos are, in a way, my therapy. So I got to get it out to someone, and you guys are great. I feel like I've had, like, only positive people commenting, and a lot of people liking the shit. More people are coming in every day. The Instagram's been blowing up. You know, people like the ADHD shit, and, you know, it's also really funny to make. I really like doing those. So with you guys and the people in my personal life raising me up, it makes this doable, but I'm at a point where my relationship with my father, it's starting to plummet below 50%. Now, we've always had rough patches. There's always been differences in our personalities and the way we look at life and each other when it comes to our roles in each other's life and what we believe we should be doing for one another. But we've always been able to compromise, come together, talk it out, and at least keep the relationship together, because I love my dad. That will never change. He's such an important figure to me, taught me a lot, could have been there more, but regardless, he was that figure in my life, no matter how shitty things may have gotten. And with this recent development of, the classic, you're not good enough, if you don't do this, you can't do this, I'm gonna stop supporting you. It's unfortunate. I hate it. It can tear me apart sometimes. Again, this is why I am so emphatic on the fact that everybody genuinely needs constant positive human interaction in their daily life. I don't care if you're at work, I don't care if you're at the gym and you feel like you gotta focus in, or you're at home, just call somebody, anything. If you can talk to a human being that has the same cognitive abilities as you can at least bounce your emotions back and forth so that you don't spiral down the gutter. It's a very, when you start falling down that line of depression, it is so fast, and you will never know it's there until it is already too late. And typically when that happens, the support in your life is what brings you back out. That's why it's so important to have those people and those interactions, and even just those settings. I love the gym's my little bubble to go escape for a little while. Not like I am avoiding my life, but it's the one area where I can just turn my phone off, not looking at anything. I'm just having fun. I'm with people who have like-minded interests as me, supporting me without expectation, equally. It's great. Everybody comes together and just forgets about the hardships for once and focuses on the positive. And on top of this, because I don't want to ramble too much, because when you're going through something like this, you can go for hours. Fucking shit, I can go for years at this point. But I have put in my best. I tell everybody, put in your best to do whatever you're doing in life, relationships, hobbies, passions, jobs, whatever you are doing. Put in whatever your best is that day and be content with that. Be satisfied with that. Remain passionate with that effort. And I have done nothing but try to support my relationship. I don't get emotional with my dad. I try to keep everything down to earth, even if he, gets a little tipsy. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to apologize or anything. I know there's nothing to apologize for, but it sits for a while when it's a family member that you potentially need to trim out. And again, it's not me saying I'm not grateful or don't appreciate and respect what he's been in my life. And sure, he can show up occasionally if he wants to, but I can't be the only one putting in effort. It's anybody out there. I'm sure everybody can relate to this. Everybody goes through this at some point, no matter the age group or the experiences you've been through. But, most times in life, you end up feeling like you're the only one putting in effort. And that can either be due to a lack of open-mindedness. I went through that with my girlfriend, and there's a huge difference when I thought I was putting in all the effort there, but I wasn't giving her a chance to put in her own effort. I was taking the role of the leader in the relationship rather than keeping us equal. And there's that, which you can overcome by chilling out and letting each other grow separately, and hopefully coming back in the middle and being happy like I did. And there's the times where I say that I feel like I'm the only one putting in effort, not because I'm trying to take control of the relationship, but because I have distanced myself as far as humanly possible from this guy. And with barely seeing him supporting me with the bare minimum a parent should, my school, my food, my water, it's all, that's all I get, that's all I expect. And again, I'm very emphatic on the fact of I'm living my own life. If he does not want to support it, it's up to him. It's not up to me. And even if he doesn't understand that, that's my belief system. It's maybe crude, but it's true. And I know I'll always be okay, regardless of the people in my life. I will always surround myself with those good people. And so while I will always have that unequivocal, like, unrelatable love to him that I have towards anyone else, I can't continue hindering my own life to make his seem a little bit more stable, you know, to let him think that there's still a bit of control in his hands. And I don't want people to freak out. This is just like, keep it unbiased. Don't know. I don't want anger or frustration in the comments or whatever people want to think about it. It's one of those things where rather than me focusing on the anger I should have or the unfairness of the situation that there appears to be, I'm not going to focus on the negatives anymore, at least with him. Everything else in my life, I feel like I'm pretty good at maintaining the positive side of everything, no matter the situation. And I've always hoped for the best with our relationship, and I still do. I will always hope that we may get better one day and we can crush the beef between us. But that's not my job, it's his, because my beef's been crushed a long time ago. I have no beef, I have no grudges. Whatever he's done to me in the past, it's in the past. That, you know, past me is not the one who's living now. So while I'm going to be happy with my life, I can't hold myself back for those who refuse to move on. And I hope people listening to this can maybe relate to that kind of thing, because not enough people take charge in their interactions in life. They just think that whoever they're around, they got to be around, and they make a lot of their interactions very obligational. And an obligational relationship is not a relationship built out of love and respect and support. It's built off of material value, lack of self-confidence, and the fear of going through a seemingly very negative experience that should be a very overturningly positive one. And so I'm going to maintain who I am. I'm still going to have the same relationship, but I made a video not too long ago called Becoming Independent, and it's looking like that's truly come to fruition. I truly believe that my life is in my own hands now, because the only thing that I didn't have full control over up until now was the financial part, even though I was still paying for a lot of my own personal shit. And it's looking like there's going to be a clean cutoff very soon. So it doesn't matter in the sense of my feelings are valid. You know, I'm always going to be open about how I feel, and I'm proud of how I feel, and I'm happy with how I feel, and I will maintain my passion no matter fucking what. You know, that will never cease. But I am going to make the human grown-up decision that you would think he would make, of moving on. I have embraced who I am. No matter who is right or wrong in the relationship, doesn't matter. It never does. It is simply a matter of we disagree, and we are both unwilling to change. So we move on. And the only thing that I wish from his end is that he would accept who he truly is with these ideologies that bring me and my family down, and commit to it for once and do his own thing, because he would either be a lot happier if he committed to the shit he does, or a lot happier if he finally stopped being stubborn and grew up, metaphorically, of course. Rounding it up, this is just more of a personal thing for me. I sometimes these videos are not just for the sake of throwing as much life advice as I can out in a video, because I think I have a lot of my own personal mental shit together. I simply just wanted to open my voice. You know, it's so important for your health to do that, and I feel like I'm on the way up. It's great. And knowing that I will always have the support system around me that has kept me as positive as I am today, and the discipline that I have maintained for years to continue my passions and my grinds, that's what is important to me now. So if you feel that you may relate to this, you know, I'm not saying cut people off, but I'm 10 years down the road with this, and anybody who has been through divorce shit or just bad parenting in their childhood, it's not a one-time thing. It's pretty indefinite as long as they're in your life. So take it with a grain of salt, for the love of God, please. I always say that, but I truly mean it. My situation is so specific, and everybody's situations and feelings are completely different. So do what you feel needs to be done because you chose that, not because you related to what I said and thought that you should follow. Never follow. Lead your own life, but maybe try to open your mind up a little bit more to new emotions that you didn't realize you have through the relation of these topics. No matter how morbid this seems or negative it seems, I live a positive life. So every action I take is a positive one. And that's a fucking mindset right there. I will always be positive. I will always be passionate. I will always be loving. And that's why I've come to love myself so much and the life that I live. So do what you have to do to be happy is what I'm going to leave it off with. If you feel that you are uncertain on how you want to act in these certain situations, don't freak out. Don't get emotional. The best thing to do, sleep on it. If you are freaking out, thinking you got to make a decision, there's always time. Everything in life, there's always time, as long as you believe that there's time. So sleep on it. Let your brain chill out. Talk to people. Talk to as many people as you can. Hearing other people's voices and concerns and emotions will be what allows you to increase your emotional maturity to the point of you can have all your shit together and put your own emotions out to other people without hindering your lifestyle. So do you. Enjoy life. And, just breathe a little bit. It's not as stressful as it seems. And you will be okay as long as you continuously choose to take those steps as well as possible with as much support as possible. I don't think we're eating tonight. I'm burnt the fuck out. It's midnight. Hard workout. The break has made my core very weak. But we are consistent. We are passionate. We are positive. So give it a couple days. I'm going to be back at 100% sooner than you fucking know it. So yeah, that's all I got. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. And love yourself. That's as simple as it's got to be. Bye.
And they're all